This is Marvel Age Star Wars. My name is Sean. I'm sitting here with Brooks.
Hey, everybody. And we are returning on part 2 here of issue 16, The Hunter.
We're also
We're...
returning to Aduba 3.
Yay!
Finally!
You know, I can't tell you how many thousands of comments we've gotten on our videos of people saying, when are we going to get back to Aduba 3?
Well, this is really a pivotal issue of the comic book because this was the one everybody was clamoring for, and it really changed the course of the Star Wars comic when they just decided to focus on the secondary characters from Aduba 3 and not any of the core characters from the actual comic book. I mean, obviously, that's facetious. Everyone hated it, and they never did it again.
I just spent, how much is it here? 35 cents?
Yeah, and a month of my young life reading about a rabbit and a burlesque dancer, and nobody from the movies is in this at all.
There's no Luke or Han or Leia?
Yeah, they are shamelessly referenced even on the cover. But no, they're not in the story. I have to go back to Aduba 3 and see what's going on with Jimm the Starkiller kid and find out he's a farmer.
How exciting.
Like, what?
Oh gosh.
We may have
I'm not minding this story as we read it, but when you put it like that, it is kind of upsetting.
We don't have to do it in this episode, but I'm going to have to pour through my Star Wars comics and find the letters column that referenced this issue to find the fan response. Because I don't remember them all, but I do remember somebody just saying in reference to that issue, let's have no more of this. And that was the comment in toto.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's make an episode of that. That sounds fun. We can do short little episodes. They don't all have to be full-length things.
Well, another of Andy's suggestions when he left some comments was that maybe we cover some of the stuff that was talked about in the letters columns. And now that we've done several issues, we probably have some stuff that we can fish through, because it's not all interesting. Some people are like, Han's eyes are actually brown. Like, who cares? Or Wookiee has one E, which isn't even true. So shut up. So fandom wasn't smarter back then just because they had to write letters.
Wookiee has more than one E?
Yes, Wookiee has two E's.
Oh.
You will commonly in these days see it spelled incorrectly with only one E.
I didn't know that.
But Roy Thomas always got it right, but a lot of the other people didn't.
Huh. Well, anyway, I think that's a great idea because, I mean, that's the kind of stuff you can't find in these digital re-releases. And it's also a fascinating slice of Star Wars history.
Yeah, if you're super interested, we could dive into Bantha tracks at some point.
Let's do it. Let's do all that. I'm down.
I got every issue of Bantha tracks in PDF.
So that's something for you guys to look forward to. But for now...
You know, people ask for a lot more trivia and for us to go way deeper into the minutia of it.
That's what people are clamoring for.
We get requests all the time for people. Could you explain that at greater length?
Like, you guys don't talk enough.
All right, twist my arm.
These episodes are these hour-long episodes of a 20-page comic, not even 20 pages. It's just too short. You're not getting into enough detail.
Yeah, I need a richer world. Paint a more vivid picture for me. So anyway, to recap where we are in the issue so far, Valance, who is a wildly rage-induced droid-hating bounty hunter, is on the trail of, we assume, I guess, Luke and the gang for something to do with the destruction of the Death Star and the fact that they're wanted by Darth Vader. And this leads him to believe that Han's old temporary gang from Aduba 3 may somehow be able to lead them to Luke and Han and the gang. And so he sets off after Jaxxon the Space Rabbit and Amaiza, the cosmic burlesque dancer, and they go back to Aduba 3 to find Jimm the Starkiller kid to let him know that they may have revealed the location of his planet, or at least its name, to bounty hunters. Yet the plan is to go there in person to warn him which of course they just lead the bounty hunters directly to his house.
Yeah, they couldn't they have parked at the cantina and rode banthas like they did last time?
Or could you just called it a day and hoped for the best? Would have been better for everybody. It's like, so what if he found Aduba 3? It's a whole planet. The only thing he had to go on is he was looking for a kid with a droid. Jimm doesn't even have a droid anymore. So you're just looking for a kid who's now just kind of a relatively young man.
I suppose if they asked around at the cantina, they could have found some dudes to say, "Oh, I remember when Han was here. He killed half the town.
Well, that
Yeah,
would
he hooked up with this Jimm kid from that village out in the desert." I mean, I suppose that's
guess
possible.
if you're that big in defending Jaxxon and Amaiza's shenanigans. So anyway, at this stage in the story, Valance's crew have caught up with Jaxxon and Amaiza in Jackson's ship, the Rabbit's Foot, and creaming is about to ensue.
Aduba 3, Captain.
All right, we know what we're looking for, and that the Empire will gladly pay several fortunes if we find it.
Yet, even as he says this, the bounty hunter wonders if he wouldn't stalk the droid-loving young rebel for free.
Yeah, geez,
He's literally going across the galaxy to get someone because he hangs out with droids. I mean, a lot of people hang out with droids in this galaxy.
Yeah, they have a tendency to attract obsessive weirdos. Valance couldn't help but wonder exactly how well that boy could kiss.
Sir, I've got a village that fits our accumulated data, and a heat particle trail indicating a ship recently arrived. What data? All they had was what accumulated data?
The rabbit rushing to alert his old friends, no matter. All hands scramble! Expect light, but determined resistance. Who's saying? Oh, he's saying it. No, I had trouble finding the balloon because there's for some reason putting his pants on. Like what?
Why didn't they have it point to him on this panel?
Yeah, that was weird. Why weren't your boots already on? What have you been doing?
Well, you got to be cozy while you're on these long. You can't
kicking
wear
back,
boots all
watching
the
my
time. Do you wear
rage
shoes
tape
all day?
But it's just it's like taking are you like John McClane? Is like a part of your process to get your rage going? You take your boots off, start watching movies.
Yeah, to do a little bit of footloose dancing.
Yeah, I was making rage fists with my toes.
Captain, they're bringing the fight to us. Only an N-class freighter by the sensors, so...
Full shields immediately. I like that swoopy thing on the screen.
Yeah, that's their radar showing where it was, I guess. Valance's swiftly shouted order is just as swiftly obeyed. It saves his ship. Fradow!
Yeah, if not the dignity of his crew, they're like, what?
Well, they've got a gun?
Fools! Those independent starhoppers always modify their ships. You can't judge them by official classifications. No more than they can judge us by one quick encounter.
So he didn't have gray in his hair here. Was that just a little thing the cover did?
I don't know. And now his hairline's like real receded here too. Like Valance is having issues with his hair in general. Not bad, eh, gorgeous? Han Solo would be proud.
Please stop talking about Han, guys. It's getting kind of weird.
He was the bright center of our universe.
He didn't even like you guys. He made fun of them mercilessly.
The old rabbit's foot ain't in his Millennium Falcon's class. He's gonna gush over his ship too. But we may just settle this fracas right now. Not even need your original plan, Amaiza.
Dream on, green ears. The way I read the scanner. I like the way you read scanners. This is where the creaming starts.
Yeah. Whoa. I really do like the way you read a scanner. As I suspected, the rabbit's craft has augmented shielding. All gunners should adjust power levels accordingly and lock in on my firing pattern. Our young robot lover could well be aboard the freighter. So before storming the village in search of our quarry, I want that ship. Cripes!
Pow, 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 pow.
So, what firing pattern? Aren't you just shooting at everything?
That's the pattern.
Think of how many steaks I could buy for the plating that'll cost, 'cause I eat meat. It's one of my things.
But under pounding of such intensity,
Can we
everything can
adjust the
sound perverted when
language?
you
Why is it all the creaming and pounding?
of such intensity.
Like, yeah, I like you. I generally like your prose, Archie Goodwin, but I feel like you're taking us to a different place here.
There's some subtext here I'm uncomfortable with. The high cost of hull plating would seem to be the least of it, as the rabbit's foot suddenly plunges towards the Duba 3 surface.
Good. Looks like we just hit them just hard enough to crash them. Like, it's not just hard enough. Just hit them until they fell out of the sky. I wanted them down, but intact. The Empire will pay for bodies, but not unrecognizable crisps. Look at this man in the background who's like, that was dark.
Oh, the dude with 3 eyes?
Yeah. Leave me
cool
out
looking.
of this one. Yeah,
As a hawk pursues a sparrow, the light cruiser follows its prey down to a vast sprawl of grassland.
Who is this?
It's got to be Valance. He does all the talking.
Oh, are we still on Valance? An oasis area amid this planet's rock and sand. No wonder the villagers considered it worthwhile to pay Solo and his band to protect this. Nothing stirring on the freighter, Captain Valance. The crash landing may have done our work for us, but don't count on it. Take in the first squad slizzle-lisk. I'll follow with the rest of the crew.
It'd be fun if he really did pronounce it differently every time, just struggled with it.
Just use the slip-a-disc. Let's land. And remember, if the boy's aboard, he's mine.
But no one is aboard, as Valance and his men swiftly find Chawoom! I like how she's just using a pistol.
Yeah.
Even at long range.
She zapped the fool out of that guy. Look at him go. That's a Wilhelm. Whoa, ragdoll that dude.
Captain, they've abandoned their ship for the tall grass. That should bring them running.
Yeah, just pray Jimm and his volunteers deliver on their end.
This is it. With Wish, Han, and Chewbacca, we're here to take charge. They are all obsessed with Han. It's kind of weird. I mean, I love Han, but he's not that cool. But at least they taught us we could fight for what's ours. We'll see. Let's see how well we learned. Blam! The shot echoes loudly across the plain, only to be followed by something louder yet.
The ground!
This place isn't subject to quakes. What?
Crazy villagers have stampeded their herd!
Panthers!
God, that's a big old bantha, too. That guy's
Their size just varies wildly from book to book.
I do love the artwork in this book. Look how everyone gets thrown around so much. That one guy is just ass over tea kettle.
This dude down here at the bottom looks like a Tusken Raider a little bit.
Yeah, I do like that. He's got all of the same face masking.
And the high, tangling grass is nearly impossible to run in. So we're all gonna die. The Banthas don't seem to have any problem running in it.
Don't care. Well,
as one by one, Valance's bounty hunters have the misfortune to discover. Yikes.
That was brutal, guys.
Let us hear it for our poor dead friend.
We'll fertilize this field with bodies this year.
It's over. A terrible thing to behold, but it saved our village.
Give credit to Jaxxon and Amaiza. They bought us time to gather the Banthas, then draw those killers down here.
Don't hand out the medals yet, kid. There's bound to be more we ain't flushed yet.
Good advice, Bunny. And you made this character itchy enough to show himself.
Fadow! Just, whew, I love the flippy flips. Everybody monkey flips over everything in this.
Yeah, I mean, these are some overpowered blasters.
Oh, that was Slizzle-Sisk. The fool should have stayed hidden, unlike me, who's just running out through the open field. But while their attention was him, I can.
Forget reaching your ship. What? So he basically ran right into them?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I pretty much suck.
Amaiza zapping your mate wasn't so fascinating that we'd miss you. Like, put on some pants,
Come on, Jim.
Jim.
You're a farmer.
Farmers don't wear
Imagine
undies
his
when they're out in the
farmer's
field.
tan. He's probably full naked, actually.
Captain Valance, correct? How would they know that?
I don't know. Like, how do they know who's chasing him? Even if it ain't, we want answers. Like, how come you're after our pal Jim's hide? You're the
Go
boy
ahead.
who fought in Han Solo's group here? But you're not the one on the Death Star transmission tape.
I don't even know what that is. You're...
After the wrong boy. Between my obsession and the crew's greed, we did this all for nothing.
Valance drops his empty blaster and laughs long and hard. We did this for nothing. None of you are worth anything.
I'm getting a little freaked out right now.
Leaving the startled trio before him, totally unprepared for what happens when... Zadak! The laughter stops.
Enough! Solo's droid-loving young companion is somewhere in this galaxy. And you three won't stand between me and finding him.
Reflexes send them diving out of the main blast. Now, see, this blast I could believe would knock people down. But apparently every blast does, so...
I like how he shoots through his own hand. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's happening there. That's kind of neat looking.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Like Havoc or something. Like the X-Men Havoc,
Yeah.
for people that don't know what I'm talking about. But scarcely far enough to be in any shape to halt the bounty hunter, as he charges to his now crewless ship and blasts away toward the stars. I guess he didn't need a crew.
I guess you don't need a crew to blast away. At some point, he's like, I'm going to have to stop somewhere, though, because, I can't even go to the bathroom.
Yeah. I like Jim here. I'm not sure what happened, but
Yeah.
it seems like to be over. I feel the same way sometimes when I read these, Jim.
Yeah, I guess that was the story then.
For us, for Han's friend with the droids, I wonder. Oh, Han. Then they all get together and sing songs about Han.
Let's all get together and talk about how much we like Han again. It's sort of like that episode of Firefly where he goes back to some mud pit planet and everybody worships Jane as a hero.
That was so weird.
This seems to be prescient of that particular sort of respect.
Jane, the man they call Jane.
While in the fleeing craft's cockpit, Valance claws compulsively at his face.
I underestimated them. Should never have used the arm. But I did it swiftly. My secret should still be safe.
And a terrible secret it is for a robot hater, living with the fact that at the Telos 4 medical station, half his body was replaced by cybernetic parts.
What a twist!
Terrible for being a cyborg only makes Vance?
No, he's Vance, I guess.
Okay. Only makes Vance more determined that the hunt shall go on. Next issue, The Empire Strikes. But not back.
Not yet.
No, this is the first strike.
Yeah.
Then they get
they'll do
stricken,
it
and
again
then
a
they
couple
strike
years
back.
later. Yeah. Because there's a protocol to these things.
So he's just peeling his skin off, his fake skin off. Is it fake skin, I guess?
I assume. I hope it's not real skin. That he just. Sometimes I just peel my face off.
Like, why is he doing that?
Besides just the reveal, I don't know. Just like if I use my blaster hand, sometimes I just have a compulsion to reveal all of my cybernetic parts.
So now I gotta go buy some more skin.
Too bad I blew up that medical station that did the original job.
Now I have to go skin some poor homeless guy and take his skin.
Yeah. God, it sucks to be me. So there you have it.
That's an interesting twist.
As an aside, we see the introduction of Valance and the swan song of everybody else that we saw.
So Valance returns.
Valance returns. Valance is,
Okay.
is a recurring character for a while. I mean, this storyline is not quite wrapped up yet, but But Valance keeps coming back. He's kind of cool. He eventually has like a little showdown with Darth Vader.
Oh, that'd be
as
interesting.
You may imagine it does not go well for Valance.
Yeah, but they're both more machine now than man.
Yeah,
It's kind of
Valance,
they have a lot in common.
Valance sort of overtakes him after that encounter in terms of the machine parts.
So we don't get to see what happens to
guess-
Jimm the Starkiller kid.
Like, what about that baby?
That baby could grow up to be the savior of the galaxy. We don't know.
Their baby, here's a little known fact for trivia, their baby grows up to be the Starkiller from The Force Unleashed.
What?
No.
Oh.
But, maybe. I don't
you
know
talking
anything about the video games or their lore. But
I am
maybe.
sad we don't get to see Amaiza anymore. I think if she put on some better clothes, that she could be a cool character.
It's true. I would still like to see Amaiza with pants on.
And Jaxxon is, he is what he is.
I love Jaxxon. I'll miss Jaxxon. Jaxxon
I
and
don't like his
Amaiza, I
constant
would
references to rabbit stuff.
I like he's always referencing being a rabbit and liking meat. But he knows who he is.
Yeah,
And
this
not
seems a
everyone
little
can say
one
that.
note.
It's two
Amaiza
note.
seems like she could have a
Rabbit
mysterious
and meat.
past. That's what I want to learn about.
Yeah, I want to see
This
what it
black
was
hole
like in
gang.
the Black Hole Gang, yeah. Well, who knows? With the return of some of this old canon, maybe we will. For all we know, that may be what Star Wars Adventures is mostly about.
And so, how are they bringing Valance into the new stories? Have you read them?
I have not read his introduction into any kind of new canon. The only thing that I read was when they did that issue after the final issue of the Marvel comic, where they did like an issue 108, and that had a Valance story in it. But then I saw where they have a Bounty Hunters comic and he's in it. So he's part of the new canon then, I think.
I look forward to seeing Valance again. Want to learn more about him. I like how you see in the panel before he rips his skin off. See his arm and how muscular it is and stuff. Is that just like aesthetically done? Because that's not robot. That's not cybernetic parts, right?
Yeah, they just put like some kind of silicone on it. Or maybe he just
Make it-
wears a
make it
padded
muscly
shirt.
looking. Just to make it muscly.
I'd like that if he just took his shirt off and he was just skinny all the way through. Like the whole thing
Like
was
IG-88.
just like a Rambo costume. All right.
So that was issue 16. Hope you enjoyed it. I liked it. I like seeing Valance. I like catching up with Jaxxon and Amaiza. Not so much with Jimm the Starkiller kid. Can't honestly say I care too much about him.
Yeah, I'm not really that worried about him. I did really
And
love
we
the
see-
artwork in this issue. Simonson and Wiacek, really, really nice, solid work. Everybody, very crisp and cool. And like we said, the colors are nice.
And we saw the, I guess, the death of Don Quixote, which is pretty sad. We forget to mention him. We're like, I like catching up with this guy and this guy and this guy, and we forgot all about Don Quixote.
Sad they
Just
blew
like
him up.
everyone does.
Off screen at the very beginning of the story for no reason. Everyone's agreed that character should definitely not come back.
I mean, it's sad, though, that he didn't at least die in some action scene or something. He just died asleep.
It sucks because
In
in
a
the
hospital.
3,
It's like, aw.
he was defending Amaiza and they shot him down. And you're like, well, that was good. And then the next issue, he's like, no, I'm fine. My armor helped me. No one seems to notice that I'm alive or that I died, but still.
What, you're still alive?
And then they just steal his lightsaber so Han
Were
can
you
stop
ever
the
alive?
behemoth, and then they leave. And then later on, he obviously has no friends. No one cares at all about him when they're running to warn Jimm or any of that other stuff. They don't even think, what about the other guys? Don't worry about them.
Yeah, he's just dying in a hospital all by himself.
Maybe someone's come to visit me finally. Like, nope. Stoom!
And that's how I'm going to die. I know it.
That's
We all
exactly
know
the
it.
way I want to go.
I'll be like, oh, maybe Sean will remember that show we made together.
Yeah. Said, nope, you're going to get killed by a racist robot. Like, oh, well, that was the other thing. I thought maybe.
But okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in a comment what you think. If you have any questions or suggestions or thoughts about this or any other issue we've done.
Yeah, and in the meantime, check tv8mydinner.com for more of our podcast stuff, including a lot of Marvel Age Star Wars related videos and audios. And
Yeah, we've got audio of all these episodes, and they're much longer than the actual video because I cut a lot of stuff out.
If you
but
watch the videos and think, I wish they had talked more.
In that case, the audio is for you. You can hear us go on and on and on about some subject that has nothing to do with the comic.
Yeah, going on and off like we're just talking about nonsense. But if you like that sort of thing, we've got that in spades, as they say.
If you need help falling asleep, we're there for you.
Yeah, like an ASMR. Where I'm like, maybe this will help you fall asleep. Let's go after Hansel. Like just every time I was about to fall asleep, you did that Valance voice.
Check out Sean's book on Amazon.
It's called The Cosmic Unconscious. It's about the psychology of Star Wars. So if you want to, it's in Kindle and print.
We'll see you soon with issue 17. I don't know what it's about, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we know The Empire Strikes, so that's
Yeah.
solid. So
at least we'll see some stormtroopers. Until then, my name's Brooks.
I'm Sean.
And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
There's nothing we can face except for bunnies.
Snoo.